Well, I'm kind of surprised at this story that because she did not succeed at killing the person, she gets a far lesser sentence. I'm thinking like this, if you go through the act of these things and you fail, you still should be getting the sentence as if you succeeded. Morgan,
well, you know how the legal system works, though. If you didn't officially kill somebody and you just attempted to, that's different.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be looked at that way, because that just means you can go and do a do-over once you get out after a few years, because that's all that's all she got.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, you can dust yourself off and try again. Morgan Taylor Lund, a 22-year-old Wisconsin woman, has been sentenced to 7 years and 6 months in prison for a shocking crime in which she stabbed her ex-boyfriend 19 times while he slept.
Well, I don't think he was asleep for the whole part of that, do you?
That'd be a weird one waking up to. I don't know, like, what you'd, like, that would be the most confusing thing in the world, I think, of, like, what? Because you think you're still dreaming, then you realize, oh, shit, I'm not. Like, what's going on here? The court also ordered her to serve 5 years of extended supervision for an aggravated battery charge, an additional 5 years of probation for second-degree recklessly endangering safety. That'll have a big impact. Lund had previously pled no contest to these charges in August, leading to her sentencing. The horrific incident took place in Winnebago County. Oh, gosh, it's like right by where I grew up. It's like one county north. Where is this, in Oshkosh?
Where was this? I think so.
Okay. Authorities reported that Lund used a pair of scissors to stab her ex-boyfriend repeatedly. Scissors. Why don't you just use a spork?
Well, you know, Fiskars, weren't they a Wisconsin company? So that would make sense. I mean, it doesn't say they were Fiskars, but, you know, we all have them.
Keeping it real, keeping it local. She used Fiskars. Fiskars, the official scissors of stabbing your ex-boyfriend 19 times.
Now, we don't know that.
We don't know. Repeatedly as he slept, the victim who miraculously survived the attack. Maybe it was Fiskars. Maybe it didn't go that deep. Maybe that's how he survived. He confronted Lund immediately afterward. How do you confront someone after you've been stabbed 19 times? Demanding an explanation for her actions. Hey, why'd you stab me 19 times? Documents indicate he exclaimed, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And "Why in my sleep, bro?"
What? Do you refer to your ex-girlfriend as bro?
Bro?
What up, bro?
There's a lot of things I could say right now that would be absolutely horrible, but I'm not going to. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why in my sleep, bruh? In response,
why not do it while I'm wide awake watching the Packer game, man?
In response, Lund reportedly claimed, "I thought I saw something."
Okay, now wait a second. The other night I had a horrific nightmare. I actually woke up and I had this dream that somebody was trying to strangle me, and my hands were like by my neck, and when I woke up I still thought I saw the figure there. Okay. But I wasn't stabbing anybody. It was just a horrific nightmare.
You didn't get out the Fiskars and start stabbing your husband. You made sure that it was just nothing there.
Yeah, I don't. None of this is making sense. I mean, people do have violent dreams. Sometimes if you're on a certain sleep medication, you can do some really weird things. But this feels really deliberate and planned.
A responding officer arrived at the gruesome scene, which Lund was found with blood on her. Applying pressure to the victim's upper chest or right shoulder area, she appeared to be wearing only an oversized blue UCLA sweatshirt. The relationship between Lund and her ex-boyfriend had been marked by contention and allegations of physical abuse. Although they shared a child and lived together, their daily arguments had escalated to the point where the victim sought to disengage from the relationship, which had ended 1 to 2 months before the stabbing. Despite their troubled history, the victim expressed confusion about Lund's motives for the attack, especially in front of their daughter. According to documents, there had been no recent incidents between them the night before the stabbing. While Lund had previously made threats, there were no indications of threats to his life. Lund's initial defense was a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. She claimed to have been seeing a dark, non-human figure for approximately 6 months to a year. leading up to the incident. Court documents recount her recollection of waking up around 6:30 a.m. with her baby in the room and experiencing trouble sleeping. She later moved the baby to a playpen in the living room where the victim was sleeping on a couch. So she moves the baby to where she's going to stab the person.
Yeah, so this is planned.
Lund stated that she had a muddled memory of a scenario where she believed her ex-boyfriend was yelling at their daughter. In her account, she saw a dark, ominous figure attacking him and reached for a pair of scissors to defend him. It was only when the victim began screaming and fighting back that she realized she was injuring him. She promptly put down the scissors and attempted to provide first aid. The court's decision to sentence Lund to prison reflects the gravity of her actions, despite her claims of hallucinations and delusions. The victim's survival and shocking nature of the crime have garnered significant public attention. This, I don't know. This is, again, where we have that giant disconnect with our system and what we do for people who have serious mental health problems. And I would guess she probably does. I would hope. There's nothing in here about any sort of mental health evaluation or anything like that.
No. And that just makes me sad. It didn't have to go to this level. I mean, she said she'd been feeling weird and off, like something was wrong with her for about 6 months. I was reading another story just as you were reading this. Mm-hmm. So she has felt this way for a while. Why wasn't she able to get help? Why didn't somebody say, let's take you to the local clinic or whatever? We don't know what her financials were like. We don't know if she had insurance, but mental health should be something that you can just access. Well, like there should be something on your phone where you hit a button and go, fuck, I'm thinking of stabbing my ex-boyfriend with the scissors. I need help.
I think there is a number for that. Isn't there like a suicide hotline or something, or some sort of, maybe there's a
there's
suicide.
Not a homicide hotline.
There's not a homicide.
A suicide hotline.
Maybe we should start the homicide hotline.
Maybe we should.
Gosh, that'd be very interesting. Imagine the amount of times you'd have to be called to be testifying in court for homicides that actually do take place. It's like, well, they called and here's what they said. And yeah. And then I guess the homicide hotline would get sued then by every family who goes, why didn't you stop them? You're the homicide hotline. So lovely idea, but I don't think in reality it would work very well. But I think,
and would she have called in this case? Who knows?
Well, I think that's the other part of it. Most people who commit homicide aren't necessarily looking for a way not to commit homicide. They've found a way to justify it already, and they're about ready to do it. But
that's a good point.
This is so we're giving her how much? This is nuts. And 7 years and 6 months in prison, and she'll be out soon enough. This is someone who's going to go into prison with a mental illness, is going to come out with a mental illness, is going to get into another relationship, and probably kill someone at some point in time, if in fact she's having these delusions that there are these dark forces wandering around her house. And it's not going to end well for Morgan Taylor Lund. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Or anyone.
It's a sad statement. Anyone
that ends up in her presence for a long period of time, it will not end well for them. Just looking at her, just did a Google search here, Morgan Taylor Lund. She'll probably, get back out. She'll find someone, and someone else will die. Someone else will be stabbed. This is someone who needs serious mental health help and counseling, and maybe shouldn't be out there on the streets ever, depending on what that sort of judgment would be. Again, this kind of goes back to, I had a conversation the other day with Siobhan Scott about our mental health system and state hospitals, which no longer exist in most cases, where everything is down to the county level. In some places it works well. In some places it's a train wreck. We just have more train wrecks now than we had in the past, and less access to all of these systems. So, this is someone who seriously, had those sort of things still existed, would probably be institutionalized for quite some time. But I don't think it's going to happen right now.
Now we need to do a better job with our mentally ill, because there is a huge percentage of our population that needs help that isn't getting it.
Without a doubt. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. And the sad, scary part is she's 22 years old. She'll get out. She'll have a kid. And God knows what that kid will then be in for.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advanced access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial-free.
So you can binge on true crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.